I don't practice Santeria. Stu ain't got no crystal ball. If we had $1 million, why we'd bet it all on the Picks by Electric Football with Steve and Stu. That's Stu. This is Steve on YouTube. Believe me when I say that we got something for you punk ass. Week 15 Electric Football. There's some singing with a couple of screw ups. Stu.
Here we are. Well, look at that. We're going right into the best game of the week.
Horsefight. Colts and Broncos. Broncos at Colts. Go, Stu.
Man. This should be an easier pick than it is. But the Colts almost beat Buffalo in a wild snowy game. If you didn't get to watch that, the snow had more tackles than anyone on defense on either team. These guys were just, their foot would plant, disappear, and they'd fall over. It was great.
That's one of the reasons I became a Minnesota Viking fan, because they were out there in the snow running around, and it just looked fun to a little kid.
Denver stomped the Jets, and the Bronco D should have success against the Colts here. The Colts' offense is mediocre, as is the Broncos. It's pretty short of mediocre, actually. But I'm taking the number one defense. The Denver's still coming in, I don't know how, on paper, as the number one defense in the league. I can't go against that going up against the lowly Colts.
Yeah, it's really that simple. Two bad offenses, one good defense, one mediocre defense. You take the good defense, even if they're on the road.
Yep.
Bears at the Lions. And I've got the Bears running over the Lions in this one. I think the ground game is going to work. I think the Lions are having trouble deciding who should play for them on the offensive side of the ball. And I like them to win this game and give the Vikings the division. I'm taking the Bears. Weird little thing. The Vikings and the Lions schedules is some form of Bears, Bengals, Packers, which is the Lions, or Bengals, Packers, Bears, which is the Vikings. So it's just weird that they play the same group of teams
within weeks of each other.
Yeah, in the last 3 weeks of the season, with the Lions chasing after the Vikings. And I think we outrun them this time. I think our warships are strong, even if we lost last week. Stu?
Yeah, Jordan Howard had a great game last week, and I can see that happening against Denver, too.
Lions.
Oh, Lions. Detroit. Right.
Lions.
D. I wrote Detroit Lions, but I'm saying Denver
No,
Broncos.
you got it.
Anyway,
it's Jordan Howard.
But it's a league of pure parity. Lions beat the Bears in the first meeting. Why not return the favor? I am taking the Bears as well.
And you're continuing on with the next pick, which is the Chargers at the Chiefs, because this is a hard one, and I tend to avoid the hard one.
Yeah, huge AFC game. This is basically going to decide who's the division leader and probably going to the playoffs here. Winner takes all. Chiefs came back pretty solidly against the Raiders, and they have a second home game in a row. Meanwhile, the Bolts are playing better. Their defense is playing very nice statistically. Can the Chiefs sweep the Bolts? That's the question. I'm not sure they can. I don't think there's a lot of sweeps going on in the NFL this year when it's a divisional game. I'm going to take the San Diego Superchargers.
You know, I'm thinking the same thing. The Chargers' offense has come to life. The Chiefs' defense hasn't really stopped anybody. I thought I was going to be going out on a limb on that because the Chiefs did come back. They came up with a big win, and they have looked overall. They've looked more impressive. Recently, the Chargers have been the more impressive team.
Consistently.
So I'm going with the road team and the consistency.
Yep,
exactly.
Yep.
Houston at Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's going to win this game by murderation. They're not going to catch the Steelers anymore, but they will. They'll dominate this game. Their defense is crushing right now.
Yeah.
And
Houston has no quarterback.
Yeah, and they're coming off of getting Shiano'd by Seattle, which we'll talk about later.
Jags are leading the division. Yes, I said that. The Jacksonville Jaguars are leading the division. Jags beat Houston in September, so let's take them at home. Defense is winning for this Jacksonville team. Their offense is nothing to write home about, but their defense, Saxonville, there's a lot to talk about there. Take the Jags.
There you go. Ravens at Browns. And oh, man, I turned on the game. I'm like, holy crap, they're showing the Browns game. The Browns are going to win this. They're up a touchdown. How do they do it? And the Ravens have no offense unless they're on national TV. And then all of a sudden they're scoring 38 and 44. And I don't understand how a team can be that inconsistent week after week. But the Browns are consistently bad, and the Ravens win this game easily.
Yeah, I mean, if the Ravens can stomp other teams, and Cleveland can't hold that was almost a 2-touchdown lead at one point, but not the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
How do you not win that game when you're that bad you would think the whole team would just rise up to the occasion. They rose up and exited before the last seconds ticked off the game.
They should have exited like when they had the 14-point lead. They should have just gone like, okay, we'll take the forfeit, but at least we were winning on the scoreboard.
Yeah, so I'll take the old Browns versus the new Browns.
I was thinking of making that same, comparison.
Mm-hmm.
It has gotten the NFL geography is like 3-card Monty now. Like who's in LA? Who used to be in Cleveland?
Nobody's in LA. It's on fire.
Baltimore, which ones? It's ridiculous.
Where does the Colts marching band? Do they still play in Baltimore? I wonder.
I have no idea. That was sad though, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Green Bay at the Panthers, and the Panthers wrecked the Vikings' 8-game winning streak, and they're going to wreck Green Bay's chances. The big question here is, will Aaron Rodgers be back? They're saying he's looking impressive in throwing. He might be cleared. They'd be insane to bring him back this season and risk further injury. Give it the whole, and that's not just a Viking fan talking. I don't think they'd catch us either. I didn't even look at their schedule. I think they're losing this game. I think that ends the playoff worries for Green Bay. And I think that's a good thing for the franchise long term. I actually think it's a good thing that Hundley got some work in, if further injuries occur. But I'm taking Carolina fairly easily in this one. And Andrew Sendejo, break down and make that freaking tackle, would you please? Harrison Smith. Sorry, go.
Yeah, I can't go against Carolina here. They're clearly the better team. If Aaron Rodgers come back to the game this week, I agree. It'd be foolish, but it could turn the game around here. But they're also on the road for the second week in a row. Carolina's home for the second week in a row. Carolina.
There you go. Keep going. Dolphins at Bills.
Well, Peterman, call you on line one. Finns destroyed Brady. What a shocker last night.
Yeah.
In our old throwbacks, and I had it on, and I know that's why we won.
They better keep him on.
But the Bills beat the Colts in 6 feet of snow. Miami has the better offense on paper, in theory, and they swept the Bills last year. This is the first of 2 against each other in the next 3 weeks. So we play them. I forget who we play, and then we play the Bills. I think it's Kansas City on Christmas Eve. I'll bite my nails. I'm taking the Dolphins, who had an inspired game last night. Playoff possibilities still possible for both, but I'm being a homer. I'm taking my team.
Yeah, I'm actually with you on this one. It simply comes down to serviceable quarterback or not. Jay Cutler had a throwback moment of his own, and the Dolphins appear that they can actually run the ball a little bit.
Yeah, Drake's come on. Drake's doing, I guess, what Gase wanted Ajay to do, and Ajay didn't listen.
Ajay's come on though for Philly.
Yeah.
And it could be simply the Bills' offense could simply be LaShawn McCoy. Just do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his little nifty run in the snow was fun to watch, wasn't it?
It was a great. I turned it on. I'm like, this is a terrible game. Other than there's 6 feet of snow on the ground, and it's hilarious.
Yes, and that used to be one of the. I'm old guy, get off my lawn. But that used to be one of the attractions of the NFL. Was there was snow and there was rain and there was sleet and there was blood and guts and toughing it out as they.
I think there's still bodies underneath on like the 22-yard line that they just haven't found yet.
Yeah.
Anyone seen Peterman?
And he actually buried Peterman intentionally. The Colts are doing their little kicking Rockettes line. To get the clown music out there. Where's that convict that came out for the Patriots?
Patriots against Miami.
Came out with the snowplow.
Yeah, Shula made sure that was a rule the next year.
God, that's fun stuff. I miss NFL.
Me
that
too.
was fun.
That was.
I miss the fun league, not the no fun league. Bengals at my Vikes, and the Vikes claim the division here. We punish the Bengals. We punish Zimmer's old team. The Bengals are clearly a team that is just like lost it and knows they're going to be broken down. They're making their reservations for Turks and Caicos. They're not really paying attention to this upcoming game. Vikings need it. Vikings want it. Vikings win it.
Yeah, my notes say Vikes.
Good notes. Cardinals at Washington, and go on this one too, because I got no idea.
The Hickowies are just falling apart, and the Cardinals are actually playing with some fire here. I'm taking the Birds because I think Washington's packed it in. They should be deep in the playoff hunt here, especially with a weak New York Giants team, and they're just failing on all cylinders. I'm taking the Cardinals.
I know, but I have trouble picking Blaine Gabbert to do anything positive. Like, I look at this game and I go, I think the Reds, no, excuse me, I think Washington can run the ball better, and I think they have a quarterback less likely to give away the ball. I'm taking Washington at home
All right.
to beat a Cardinals team that has been less than impressive
It's
this year.
a flip coin toss thing.
Eagles at Giants, and man, they may have won the game, but it is
They've lost the season.
it's the NFL is it's crushing this year to see all the star players just gone. I mean, this Sunday, who are you going to go? I really want to see him play because it was Carson Wentz, it was J.J. Watt. Well, it will be Gronkowski because he's not out due to injury. Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck. I mean, all the players that have been out, and there's only a few guys right now where you're going, I'm really excited to see that guy. Carson Wentz was one of them.
Absolutely.
He goes down. They're lucky that they have a very serviceable backup in Nick Foles, and they're lucky that they're playing a Giants team that has also gone like, we don't even know who our coach is. Spags, you here?
I got Spags on my back.
Yeah. I once had Spags removed from my man pits. Anyway, so I like the Eagles to win this game just based on their ability to run the ball, chuck it up to Alshon Jeffries, and that the Giants haven't shown anything. And Odell Beckham, another guy, like just the litany of star players that have gone down this year is unlike anything I think I've ever seen.
True. I'm going to disagree with you, though. I think the Giants want nothing more than to keep the playoff-bound Philadelphia Eagles from getting home field advantage. This is just a game where they want to beat their division rival. You don't deserve to be there. We're the Giants. We should be there. I'm just taking the Giants at home.
They didn't feel that way against the Cowboys, who they could have actually affected their playoff. Like, they're not affecting the Eagles' playoff.
It's a weird year.
It's not like they could bounce them out of the playoffs. It's like, they might not get home field advantage if the Vikings. I don't believe that for a second. I'm sorry. I got the Eagles winning this one. I got Foles not giving the ball away, and that's the key to this one.
All right.
Jets. We're getting a little feisty over here. I'm sorry. Jets at Saints, and Bryce Petty's in, and all hope is out. I mean, McCown, broken left hand. So I guess conceivably he could play. Can you take a snap with a broken left hand? I wouldn't want to try
He's
it.
done for the season.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you?
No, plus he's already got 11 fumbles for the year. I mean, if he couldn't hold it with
hike out.
couldn't hold it with two. Well, I mean, Jack Reynolds played with a broken leg. They're talking about Carson Wentz. You don't really need an ACL to play.
Stayed in for one more play. Maybe a touchdown.
No, the guy's nutty tough. I mean, he's cowboy tough, if you will.
Very disappointed he's out.
Yeah, and we're far from Eagles fans, but there's our ode to Carson Wentz. And how about an ode to our little Drew Brees, who has managed to stay very healthy throughout his career.
All this is working in their favor, man.
Oh, yeah. It really is lining up. Things are really lining up well for the Saints and the Vikings now that Wentz has gone down.
Yep.
So I'll take the Saints pretty easily in this one.
Yeah, without a quarterback that has been at the helm the entire season, Jets have something to play for, theoretically, numerically, but I think they're eliminated this week, and I think the Saints toast them.
Yeah, the Jets in the playoff scenario thing, don't listen to that talk. That's pipe smoking. Yeah. That's crack smoking talk.
Yeah, the Jets will be on Bourbon Street Saturday night and hopefully show up Sunday.
Another premier game of this week, though, the Chargers-Chiefs game is a great game. And here we go. Yep. Rams at Seahawks. And the Rams have had an unbelievably tough schedule. And I'm going to glance at my notes because I don't think I can do this off the top of my head. Vikings, Saints, Cardinals, Eagles, Seahawks, and Titans are in their second half of the season. That's going to wear a team down. You're traveling to the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks, if Gronkowski gets suspended for a hit, which he deserved to get suspended for, don't the Seahawks defensive linemen,
going at his knees?
You were intentionally, and you did it multiple plays, you were intentionally trying to injure, and you're going to start a fight. So what was it? Mike Evans hit on Lattimore, Gronkowski's hit on Tre'Davious White. This was similar. Now, yes, it was during a play, but I mean, Greg Schiano was vilified for doing this crap.
Right.
It's Bush League shit. The other team is saying to you, we don't want anybody to get hurt. We've got this game in hand. We don't want to embarrass you because people are, they're crying from the mountaintop. Oh, they kicked a field goal when they were up by 14. Oh, they tried to get a touchdown. Oh, they show no respect. But when you kneel to show respect, I'll take a cheap shot at you. It's bad sportsmanship. Pete Carroll, you wonder about the guy, like how much control he has of his
He's
team.
allowed them to do this on his entire career. He's always, don't give up an inch. And you know what? They're going to go after your knees so they don't give up that inch. It's a mentality, and that starts from the head coach down. It's not needed.
I don't know what to say about that. If you suspended 3 or 4 Seahawks linemen, they damn sure wouldn't be making the playoffs, including the guy that was ready to go up in the stands. And I did not see that, but evidently they were throwing beer at him.
It's not as big a deal as it was talked about.
Okay.
He never got near it. There were security guards hanging all over him. He was too big to lift himself up over into the stands. But here's the thing:
you need a better you got to be. Don't throw beer on a safety or a cornerback because they'll be up there they get the strength to weight ratio of a rock climber.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the issue is this guy clearly intentionally went after this guy's legs on what should be in theory a I'm saying in theory a lot. What should be a non-contact play. Game is over. Taking a knee, shake hands and get off the field. But Gronkowski got suspended, and this guy's not getting suspended. Gronkowski lost his mind at the end of a play and did that. This guy intentionally went after this, and I think it's wrong and he should be suspended.
Yeah, all the talk about player safety, and they've worked hard. There have been a lot of incidents. A.J. Green, we talked about Evans and Lattimore and Jameis Winston.
The whole Josh Norman, Odell Beckham slugfest from a year or two ago.
Aqib Talib stealing chains. And some Michael Crabtree.
Well, why are they wearing them?
But yeah, there is that too. But it seems like late in the season, we're getting kind of rowdy in the NFL. Going back to this game, I actually like the Rams to win this game. I think the Rams have a formula now, and it's basically get the ball to Gurley and make sure that Goff, stays upright. And I think they can do that against Seattle. I think this is the game where Seattle's hopes fade. I think that the Rams are going to take this division. I
think they can contain Wilson from all those escape artist things because they're fast. They're one of the fastest group of players.
They do have a good, fast defensive
on the field, and for any team. And I just think that they've got enough offense. I mean, they're averaging 30 points a game almost for the season. The Rams. Not everybody's doing that. And they've got a defense that matches up perfectly against Seattle. I'm taking the Rams.
There we go. So what do we got? Titans at San Francisco.
The Garoppolo effect.
It's easy to forget that the Titans are 8-5. Like they're actually they still have a shot at the division. They've quietly amassed a pretty decent record. And we're talking about teams like, Miami still has a shot. Oh, the Jets still have a shot. But no, you don't hear anybody saying, the Titans could really take this division. They're one game back. And this is a very winnable game. So they're going to be motivated. Garoppolo has gotten off to a good start for San Francisco. San Francisco is not a moribund team like the Browns or like the Giants have been this year. They show life. They've injected new leadership. They're making the right moves to come out of this. But they're not going to come out of it this late in the season with a Titans team that's in the hunt. They're quietly a very good team, and I like the Titans to win this one on the road.
I just think that there's a lot of confidence in the 49ers now. I think with the couple wins that they've gotten now, with Garoppolo behind center, I really think that they're thinking they're better than they are. I don't think they're very good yet, but again, we've been saying, what's-his-face is assembling a nice little program here.
Lynch.
And I like the trade for Garoppolo in the middle of the season. You know why? It gives the guys confidence. It helps with signing next year. I want to go play for San Francisco and catch balls from Garoppolo. I'm going to take the upset here. I don't love the Titans. Yes, they've been quiet. Nobody's really paying attention to them. But this is one of those games where they can go in and stumble. And I'm just taking the 49ers because of that. They're home. I think they match up evenly.
There you go. And now we have a premier game, and I'm going to belch.
Okay. What is it? Oh, it's the game of the week.
Yeah, it's the game of 2 weeks because people have been looking at this thing for weeks and going, this decides it, and it does. I mean, 10-3. What are the Steelers? Help me out. The
11
Steelers are 11-2.
11-3.
10-3.
10-3, 11-2.
New England
Right.
and 11-2 Steelers. So Steelers at home. But I'm not convinced the Steelers are a great team. I'm convinced that their defense has a lot of weaknesses, and they have to outgun somebody. I'm actually a believer that with Gronk back, the Patriots convert a couple of third downs, which they did not do yesterday.
First time in 26 years.
I know Belichick is saying that they didn't look ahead, but they looked ahead. It was a trap game against Miami, and
I don't think they did. I think
they got Hogan back. Well, you're wearing a Zonka jersey.
Yeah, but I also think Gronk was the major difference. We didn't have to worry about that. We can't cover tight ends and didn't have to worry about it. We jammed the guys on the line. I think Pittsburgh's going to follow that blueprint. The problem is they don't have Ryan Shazier, and who's going to cover Gronkowski? I'm not sold that the Steelers are that good, but then again, it's evident that the Patriots are nowhere near as good as they've been in the past. Steelers want home field advantage. Their only way they're going to get to the Super Bowl is to have it come through Pittsburgh because they're not going to go to New England and win a game. I'm taking the Steelers.
All right, so we're going to split on that one, and we'd love your comments on it. This is probably the biggest game of the season. I mean, am I wrong in saying that?
With implications, no. This is for home field advantage.
Yeah, if you're a football fan, not just a fan of these two teams, but if you're a football fan, you're looking at this game and going, that's one I got to watch.
Yeah.
I got to see. You got your classic quarterback matchup here in two veterans that have proven it, that have won multiple rings. It's everything you could want in a game. And I honestly think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, which would not have been the case in the past. But both defenses have some real flaws this year.
I think Antonio Brown can have a big day against that secondary.
Yeah, that was one of my things. It's Butler, McCourty, Chung, and Gilmore basically against Ben standing back there and winging it 65 times. I mean, he literally had first quarterback ever to have 3 500-yard passing games. It's not like they don't have a good running back. They do. But it's literally the NFL has become drop back, whip it. Drop back, whip it.
1.3 seconds release.
Yeah, and it's not. That's not necessarily a good thing if you miss the old blood and guts. We're playing in the snow rant that I went on before. This is going to be a fun game to watch, though. And if that group, if the Pats secondary can play at the top of their game, and they're good, very good players, they have a chance of minimizing the damage that the Steelers receivers can do and win this game. And I think that's what it comes down to.
We'll see. It's going to be fun to watch.
Dallas at the Raiders, and I'm taking the Raiders purely out of spite.
And I think the Cowboys are the better team, so I'm taking the Cowboys. Not that this game matters to anybody.
Well, it could conceivably matter.
Mm.
Falcons at Bucks, and I think the Bucks have fallen apart. I think Dirk Cutter is gone. I think if it's between you and the young star QB that you've hitched your franchise wagon to, and you're the coach, who's winning that battle?
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons have come to life. Their offense has all the ingredients that you need. If they can get healthier, they could be a very dangerous team going into the playoffs. I know I wouldn't want to face off against the Falcons.
Unless there's a few seconds left in the Super Bowl.
Yes, unless they have a big lead late in the Super Bowl, in which case I'll take them on. But they're coming off a big win against the Saints. They've righted the ship, like I talked about a couple weeks ago. I expected it to happen sooner than it did happen, but they're rounding into form. I don't think there's a way that the Bucs stand against them on this one on national TV. I don't care if the Bucs are at home.
Yeah, here's another one. The Falcons played the Saints last week.
Yeah.
Falcons play the Saints following week after this week's game. They'll have the shorter week. I certainly think they're going to crush Tampa Bay.
Both teams need to hold serve, if you will, in tennis parlance.
Yeah, so Atlanta should romp all over Tampa Bay, but they are on the road. They're not the kind of team where you go, no problem. They have problems on both sides of the ball, quite frankly. They're just not consistent. I do believe they win this game. What concerns me is they've got the Saints next week again, and this time it's in New Orleans. That's the game that we're all looking forward to for next week.
But if you're the Falcons, you have to love that. You have to love because you're behind two teams right now.
Yeah.
So you have to love like I got the chance. All I got to do is get through a team that I should beat, and I got the chance to like help my cause.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, if you're looking at it, the Saints are playing the Jets, so you're expecting a win.
Yes.
Atlanta's playing the Bucks, where you're expecting a win.
Yeah. Both teams hold serve, and
Right,
then,
and they're tied. Well, with Atlanta getting the tiebreaker if they beat the Saints twice in a row, but they'll have the same record if they both win this week, and then Atlanta wins next week. Interesting.
Yeah. And the Panthers have the toughest game of the group.
Yep.
So conceivably, I picked the Panthers, but it's not implausible that Green Bay wins that game.
Right.
So
Nothing's implausible this year.
no, the NFC South is really one of the interesting divisions as far as playoff implications go.
Yep.
And we'll know a lot more
Next week.
this week. Anyway, thank you everybody for commenting last week. Hopefully we replied to some of you.
Andrew Warren.
Put them in there.
I don't think you'll get to this part of the show.
I don't think anybody's gotten to this part of the show.
I don't get to this part of the show.
But if you did, put in your comments, hit the little like button or hit the little thumbs down. It's fine. If you hate us, we just want you to see us.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.